Good evening, I'm WiLLo Davis and you're watching WDNN News. Now, for those of you who are new and may be unfamiliar, WDNN News is WiLLo Does the News Network News. If you're wondering where WDNN has been, well, to be completely honest, I really hate doing research before making a video, and also the editing is a real pain. But I digress. Our first story tonight, YouTube is set to unverify some of your favorite channels. That's right. Previously, anyone who had 100,000 subscribers or more could apply for verification. Gets you a little check mark next to your name. You've probably seen it before in next to channels or next to names when they comment, things like that. Well, a lot of those people, they're getting it taken away. Many well-known creators are very upset by this, having their verification status taken away. They feel they've been robbed of their check mark, and it's a sign that YouTube doesn't care about the creators anymore. They only care about the large companies and businesses. I have the official statement from YouTube here in front of me. They say, currently, verified channels have a check mark next to their channel name. Through our research, we found that viewers often associated the checkmark with an endorsement of content, not identity. To reduce confusion about what being verified means, we're introducing a new look that helps distinguish the official channel of the creator, celebrity, or brand it represents. So clearly they have other things in mind other than the verification check mark. So they claim, I know everyone's quick to hop on the screw YouTube bandwagon and think that everything they do is wrong. Personally, if you didn't come here for opinions, you're in the wrong place, sorry. Have you ever seen WDNN before? This seems like a little bit of an overreaction. I do think they have other things planned. They even show a little example here of like a highlighted name instead of one with a check mark next to it. And I feel like what they're doing here was following the lead of other social networks such as Twitter and Instagram, where you don't just get verified by having enough followers. There needs to be more of an authentication process. And I even remember reading about Twitter's verification, and the way that they described it previously was that it was more of like the authenticity to prevent fake accounts from pretending to be someone or some business that they're not. It's not like a reward like, you got a great amount of followers here, so here's your check mark. Because, I mean, there's ways to manipulate followers and subscribers and stuff that doesn't necessarily make you a high-profile person that needs verification. And I do think this is actually leading up to things that they are adding for creators. I try to keep up on this stuff. I am a YouTube partner after all. And I've seen that they're adding great things to help with connection between creators and the audience, such as a quick history of your relationship between the creator and someone who comments, let's say, where you can click on the person and it'll say recent comments they've made and just interactions between you two, which helps, I think, with the connection between like me and you, because I can see what we've said previously, you know, remind me of who each person is, especially as people change profile pictures and names. It helps because honestly, I'm really bad with identifying people and names and things like that. So I always appreciate a nice reminder in a comment like, hey, I'm the person who also said this. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So this is just going to make that much easier, because now I can see what we have talked about previously and I'll say, oh yes, I remember now. Or maybe it'll help with the context of a little inside joke we have, because I feel like there's a lot of people who we all comment sarcasm, and it's very hard to put sarcasm across through text, especially in YouTube comments when it's relating to things from like months ago. I'm completely digressing right now, but I think that's going to be a fun thing to look forward to, and I think this is going to help with that, because I've seen it before from managing my old band's social media and stuff, that like a lot of people will get that little check, the little verified mark on Facebook or Twitter or something, and use it to just get more of an audience by just commenting and replying to things, and everyone sees the check mark and they're like, oh, I can't believe somebody verified is communicating me with right now. Follow, subscribe, stuff like that, which is just a little silly added thing. But so sorry if you're disappointed. I'm not on the poo-poo on YouTube side of things. I know a lot of people like to trash every single thing that they do. Obviously, there's a lot of problems that YouTube faces, and it's kind of always a battle between what the creators want and what the advertising companies want. And of course, the advertising companies are the ones keeping the creators afloat. So it's a very difficult balance. I think YouTube's a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I think they are looking out for creators in the long run, and sometimes they end up getting screwed over by big businesses, especially the recording industry with the top companies. I'm just gonna go off real quick. Warner Music Group, Universal Music Group, and Sony, with all the copyright claims and stuff. And it just kind of seems like YouTube gets bullied a lot by some bigger companies that abuse the system, which I think YouTube puts in good systems in place. And there are some frustrating things about monetization, demonetization, copyright claims, copy strikes. But I think the system is nice and it gets abused by giant companies. I think YouTube understands how delicate of a balance this all is, and they do business much better than companies such as Twitch, whose actions seem downright fickle at times. And that's all my thoughts on it. I think people are making it a little bit bigger than it is. Apparently, from this article, James Charles said, "I'm really sorry to the creators who are being unverified on YouTube today. This decision is really pointless, and it's yet another change not a single person asked for. Please know that you are still valid as a creator, and I hope that a stupid checkmark doesn't discourage you." Oh my god, so wonderful. What a hero. James Charles making people still feel special even though they lose their checkmark. Next, news today. Today's the day. Area 51. It's the raid time. Time to raid. Do you remember this? Back months ago, someone made a Facebook event saying, "Raid Area 51, they can't stop all of us," or something like that. Well, today is that day. And much like everyone predicted from the beginning of this, who's there? A small group of millennials there for the memes that had nothing else going on, I guess. Not much to say on that. Some cringy photos came out of it so far. Maybe something will happen by the time this goes up. Who knows? But I wish you all luck out there. Go clap those alien cheeks. Bring back some aliens so they can show us the space memes. And hopefully we can get a hold of the toothpaste that 10 out of 10 dentists recommend, and Minecraft 2. And our last story for tonight, hand over your vapes. That's right, states are banning flavored e-cigarettes. Have you heard this? Vape Nation, vape 'em if you got 'em. Governor of New York tweeted out that as like an emergency move, he's banning flavored e-cigarettes that aren't tobacco or menthol flavored because of the epidemic of children vaping. Why is that such a problem? Nobody's actually sure that it is yet. There have been, like 6 apparent deaths related to vaping. I didn't research this part too well, and people say that it was because of buying cartridges off the black market and people buying like illegitimate ones that people made, probably related to marijuana in some way. I don't vape, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff. Doesn't affect me. Just seems silly to me that they're still allowed to be in flavors that they think kids won't enjoy. I've always been a believer in you should be free to do what you like unless it's hurting other people in some way. And so in that sense, like, I don't know why you would ban them for everyone. Seems like a total abuse of power to me. I mean, you could almost make the argument about how cigarettes shouldn't be allowed because of secondhand smoke, how it affects other people who aren't even involved. But even that is just kind of stricter regulations and places not allowing you to smoke inside and things like that, which is already pretty well established. And the point is, vaping does not seem to be harming anybody. There's so many people that die as a result of cigarettes, and an insane amount of people whose lives are ruined and die from alcohol, and those all seem to be fine, and kids are doing those too. I understand that vaping is a whole thing. It's very popular. Kids love it because it's cool. Well, you just made it so much cooler by making it illegal. Don't worry. I saw Michigan was banning flavored e-cigs as well. And people are saying this is probably just because of the tobacco, big tobacco, and the money and the tax revenue from tobacco, and how the vape companies are really cutting into profits from big tobacco. I don't know anything about it. I've never been involved in it. But like, you're really not gonna let grown adults have flavored e-cigarettes because kids might enjoy them? Like, come on. There's not even like solid evidence that it's bad yet. I mean, I'm not gonna do it. I have no reason to. Seems silly to me, especially because there could be risks involved, but like, wow. So anyway, stay lit, fam, stay strong, Vape Nation, and to our new alien friends, welcome to the WiLLo Kingdom. I need a name for my fans. This has been WDNN, and I'm WiLLo Davis signing off.